we initiated a cash transfer program, and we did the preparation and identified those who require to be supported, and we identified 223 households in the Solai incident, and we identified the 3 categories of the households. There are those who are tenants, which were the bigger number, and then those who owned semi-permanent housing, and then those who owned permanent housing. So we arrived at transfer figures of, for the tenants, we arrived at a figure of 30,000 shillings, a one-off payment to cater for rent, food basket, and any other expenses, including transport when they are shifting from to the new housing. And then those who had permanent, owned permanent, semi-permanent housing, we were giving them a one-off 50,000 shillings, and those who owned permanent houses, a one-off payment of 100,000 shillings. Now, I'd like to emphasize that this was not a compensation. It was not meant to be a compensation. It was part of the early recovery support as still part of the disaster response plan.
That we'll be going to Solai, to the site of the dam, to visit the community. We are informed that there's some ongoing work about compensation. We would like to interrogate that matter, speak to the families, interrogate the children who we have now learned. Actually, so many children are affected by this tragedy, so that in our report we can establish or make recommendations about how these children can be taken care of, how the environment can be restored, and investigate, find methods of how we can ensure that this problem that occurred in Solai is the first and the last in the country.
As a committee, we shall not be intimidated. It has already started happening, but we are here to let you know, whoever it is who is trying to intimidate the members of this committee, it shall not happen. We shall carry out our mandate to the conclusive end. We shall not be muted. And I also urge the members of the media fraternity, you also need to stand up for Kenyans.